Hi everyone, today we're going to talk about VPC, Virtual Private Cloud. This is the part of the network in the cloud environment. And we will start with the AWS, and probably in the future maybe we go through the Azure, Microsoft, and even in Google cloud platform. The VPC or Virtual Private Cloud, this is a big portion inside the AWS, which is representative of the network side. So I'm gonna give you the overview about this part of the cloud. So when you have this design, actually is like our agenda to talking about the VPC, and I believe will be more than one class. So this is the first class to give some questions and some idea about the VPC. So basically the AWS, they have a lot of region around the globe, and each region they have a availability zone, which is mean if you have a region in Virginia or Singapore or Sydney, in that area or location they have a more than one DC, more than one data center on the premises. So this is, they give more availability and more redundancy. If one availability zone down, there is another availability zone will be take over. So for example, we have a region A and region B, which is represent, again, it is like a very far location between different city, different states, something like that. This they call a region. Inside the region we have availability zone. So let's say, for example, region A, they have a VPC 01, this one, Virtual Private Cloud 01. Ultimately, VPC, Virtual Private Cloud, considered like a domain for many things on it. So the first part inside the VPC should be select the block of IP. So I say the VPC 01 will be used 10.10.0.0/16, for example. So this is like a block for the VPC IP. Okay, 10.10.0.0/16. So that IP or that big block IP will be divided to so many subnets. So in our example here, I have a 2 subnet. As you can see, this is they call subnet. So I have a subnet 10.10.1 and 10.10.2, as you can see here. And between them or engage with them, there is something they call RT, which is represent the route table. Okay, so this is the VPC1. VPC2, as you can see, the same idea will be start 20.0.0/16, and the subnet 1 will be 2021 and subnet 2 will be 2022. Between them as well, route table, as well as in VPC3, as you can see here, it is 30.0.0/16, and after that I divided to 2 subnet and VPC4, etc., and same idea with the VPC231. Cool. Now why we need to take care about the VPC first? Because we cannot create our server services inside the VPC, inside the cloud itself, without network environment, without VPC. So we need to create the VPC, get it done first, then after that we can deal and configure the server. So that's why this is represent the server. So that server will be join this domain, and that server will be join this subnet, and this will be join this subnet, and this guy will be join this subnet, and this guy join here, this guy as well join here, and so on and so forth. Okay, so that's mean this represent the server here beside the subnet mask as well, or beside the subnet for each VPC in each region. Cool. And at the bottom here, you can see there is a side here they call on-premises data center, which is the physical data center. And here, like internet or MPLS cloud is connected the on-premises data center to the cloud, to the AWS cloud. Now, this is the overall for our big lab. We will do all this in front of you. I will do region A, region B in front of you, step by step, and configure. But the question before to start, after we understand the overview about what we're gonna do, I have some question here, very important. I need as well bring your mind for this questions, and we put the question together, and we will find the answer as well together. Now, the question here. If I have subnet here 10.10.1, can routing and can have a connected between 10.10.2 in the same VPC? I mean, those can talk each other. Those server can talk each other. I mean, let's say this is server 1, server 2 in different subnet. Can talk each other? This is the first question. Can the different subnets in the same VPC can talk each other? This is the first question. Yeah, we can do routing, and we can see the benefit for route table in this question or in this matter. Cool. The second question I have, let's change the color here very quick. VPC1 can talk with the VPC2, which is, I mean here, it is possible to connect it between VPC1 to VPC2 if this server 1 can talk with the server 2, server 1 here. Remember, different subnet and different VPC as well. It is possible to do that. Yes, we have some technology inside the cloud actually, which is feature represent features inside the AWS VPC. They call peering connection. So we will do peer between VPC1 to VPC2 and make that peer active. Then after that, we can do routing between this server to this server, which is mean we do routing between this subnet actually with another subnet, 10.10.1 to 10.10.20. So this is another question as well. Okay, so question number 3. It is possible VPC2, as you can see here, connected to the VPC4. Remember, this is a different region. Maybe this one in Singapore and this one in US, Virginia, or another states. So it is possible to do between them link between different region. Yes, peering connections can do that as well. Can handling the connection between different region in different VPC. So this is a very important question. I guess number 4, or the question number 4, which is also interesting to put it here in the picture. How about my data center? How about my physical DC, on-premises DC? Can my DC or data center here in the physical location, how to communicate or how to connection to the cloud here? Okay, we have something they call connected, which is provide 1 gig and 10 gig link between on-premises DC in anywhere to the cloud region A or region B or any region. This is another feature or another question as well. We will try to configure as well during our tutorials. Another question as well. Let me back a little bit here. How about the internet? How about if our server need to access to the internet? How about if our server need to access to the internet? So we can do that through something they call internet gateway, which is per VPC. So VPC2 can those server use this gateway and go to the internet. So this is they call IGW or internet gateway. We can create it as well. Another question, I guess this is the last question here. If I need to do VPC3 with two servers here, a private but at the same time access to the internet, this is refers to the NAT technology. So can I allow those two servers to go to the internet, but I need to use their private IP rather instead of public IP? Yeah, we can use something they call NAT gateway. Go to the internet using the private IP instead of public IP. So this is pretty much the most of the points we will deal with. We will start to do the lab first and try to answer all the questions in order to get all the idea or overview for the VPC idea. I hope that overview idea is rich in your mind. So let's get started and configure and build our lab in the AWS cloud portal.